Good morning, everyone. So, welcome back to our Engineer and Society class for week 6. So, due to unexpected event for coronavirus, then due to our MCO, or in which we know as a PKP, okay, so everyone need to shift their education in a new era. So, we call it online era. Okay, so for the new paradigm shift in education, so we start our education through online system. Okay, I hope everyone will be clear on the online system, and it be a bit different compared with the face-to-face that we very norms with that. So I'm really hoping everyone will get what and the knowledge and the syllabus of the subject. Okay, so we continue back from the previous section that we finished before the PKP. Okay, so this time we're going to enter the new topic. So we're going to see what is code of ethics. Okay, as engineers or medicals or architects or any other professional job, they of course they need to have their own ethics. Okay, they on or we always got a code of ethics, code of conduct, and code of practice. So this code normally we help you to determine how professional you are. Okay, each code normally you can know what you need to do on what you can do as a professional in this area. Okay, so like I say previously, for this code of ethic, we got code of ethic, we got code of conduct, and we got code of practice. Okay, we want to see what is these codes and what's the similarity and the difference between these three codes, that is code of ethic, code of conduct, and a code of practice. So firstly, we see this code of ethics. Code of ethics is a broad and theoretical statement that is used as a reference to an organization mission and value related to ethics and behaviors. Okay, so basically this code ethics we come out to show that how the behavior and ethics should employee should have to work in their organization. Okay, so for code of ethics for engineers, okay, so we see into engineers. Engineer is an important learned profession. As a member of this profession, engineers are expected to exhibit the highest standard of honesty and integrity. Okay, you know, most of you, you should know that engineer is a very high professional job. So for this profession, you need to have a very high standard of honesty and integrity. So we see what is this code of conduct mean? Is designed to translate the code of ethics into specific do and don't guidelines and to promote adherence to the code of ethics by providing specific examples of real world application of the code of ethics. Okay, so you can see code of ethics, they come out to make it everyone to be honest and integrity. Meanwhile, for the code of conduct, there is a guideline how you as engineer to achieve the code of ethics. Okay, so in this guideline, they will teach you what you need to do and why you don't, not necessarily don't do to do anything wrong with your integrity. Okay. Okay, code of practice means is a professional that's a right way practicing in a profession. So it means like for technical stuff, for engineer, you got some measurement, you got some standard, you need to select some material, you need to select some of the installation. For example, you need to install an aircon, so you need to know or what's the guideline to install this aircon. So what I should do, what the safety factor, what's the optimization I need to do, what's the land I should use, everything. So this is the some so they are teaching you how to practice the correct practice to do your technical spec. Okay, clear? I think most of you clear on this code of conduct and the code of practice. Okay, we go now is in a code of ethics. code of ethics in its formal sense is an empty by an organization is to modify the value of the group. Code of ethics is a statement of overarching principle telling member what is right and what is wrong as a guide to all decision making within organization. Codes of ethics set out general principles, often social or moral, that guide rather than dictate behaviors. Okay, so this is one example. So this is you can see in our IM. So this is our Institute of Engineers. So they come up their own code of ethics. So from this code of ethics, they feel that if you follow this code of ethics, the people can achieve for skill using technical expert for the enhancement of human welfare, its loyalty to the community, employers and client, and honesty and impartiality in professional practice. Okay, so this is just I want to just a comparison. So as we got as engineer the code of ethics, as a medical doctors, they got their own code of ethics also. Okay, we see what's for this, for example, for medical code of ethics, establish the ethic rules of behavior of physicians and dental practitioners, defining the priority of their professional work, showing the principles in the relation with patient, other physicians, and the rest of the community. So you can see the rule. The greatest ethical imperative for the physician is the welfare of the patients. The physician should approach patient with the consideration, respecting their personal dignity and right to the privacy. So for the doctor also, they got their own code of ethics, same as our engineers. Okay, so for our board of engineers, okay, so under section 15 of the Engineers Act 1967, very important, if there is a breach of a professional ethics or code of conduct on the part of the engineer, but such breach is not serious enough to warrant suspension or cancellation of registration, appropriate action, example warnings, censure or advice should be taken by BEM as the deemed fit. So anything since we are all under the BEM Act of Engineer 1967, so we need to, if we have any problem or any disciplinary problem or anything that they feel that we have breached the code of ethics, then the BM can be taken any um, action such as warning or advice can be given to the person. So what happened if we did breach the conduct ethics? So our board of engineer can cancellation of registration of any engineer he is guilty of if this important only be can be cancelled or registered of an engineer if you found guilty of fraud, dishonesty, or moral turpitude, that self illicit commission, failed to disclose to his or her client any vested financial interest in dealing with the client. Okay, so this is among the code of ethics. Okay, these are some of the brief introduction to the code of ethics for the young engineers. If I think people like you, so you're going to graduate, then you're going to employ in one of any organization. So we consider that as a young engineers. Okay, so you need to follow this code of ethics. You see, this code of ethics come out by BM. They will ask you one is do and one is don't. So whatever you do this don't. So this is to comply you as a professional engineers. Okay, so I hope most of you clear until here the code of ethics. So for here don't do, you see, as engineer graduate with accredited engineer degree must register with board of engineer to take employment as an engineer. So before you take any job as engineer, you need to register with the board. Okay, you see, don't. An engineer should not be submitting person for design beyond his or area of competency. An engineer should not endorse his piece, time and sign or report or plan not prepared by him. Okay, an engineer should not enter into partnership with any party not permitted under the Engineering Act. An engineering consultancy practice should not provide professional service in any branch of engineering where more of its director are registered to practice in the branch of engineering. You can see here the most don't I say is a very common if you see so don't so if you like so the project is not belong to you so you don't stamp it or don't endorse the project another one don't endorse any project without seeing or proper see things or what okay so be careful with this as engineer for the projects and so on. Well, there's a lot for the consultancy. There's some do and don't. Then we see so supervision in the construction or in other parts. There is a don't and do and don't. Then you can see a lot of the regulator for code of ethics. So all engineers are expected to uphold the integrity of the profession by behaving in a manner expected of him in the code of conduct of engineers. An engineer must be concerned with the code of conduct of engineers. An engineer must understand the need of responsibility and liability as stipulated in the code of conduct. An engineer must respond promptly to complaint inquiries by the client authorities. Okay, for the don't, I think most of you can see that an engineer should not knowing mislead the public, giving misrepresented information so that again commercial advantage or mileage. An engineer should not solicit or thought and others okay okay this is some of the example for the code of ethic and for the Google company so for them there's a code of ethic just simple they say don't be evil so everyone I think most of you know that any code of ethic of conduct of ethics just be good be professional be integrity as long don't be evil don't be do any hanky panky things okay so for then one of the example I can see that it involves providing Google user with unbiased access to the information focus on their needs and giving them the best product and service everything that Google does will and should be measured against the higher possibility standard of ethical business and conduct okay then we now going for code of conduct. So just now you go for cosmetic, then we see what is this code of conduct. Okay, code of conduct is specific rules designed to outline specific practice and behavior that are to be encouraged or prohibited under the ethic of code of an organization of individual. Code of conduct lay out guidelines and procedures to be used to determine whether violation of the code of ethics have occurred or delineate the consequence for the such violation. So it's totally related with your code of ethics. So that's why there's some of the places they will combine to code of ethics and they combine with the code of conduct because this code of conduct is totally follow what this code of ethics show just now so like what you need to do what you shouldn't do so you if you did anything that you shouldn't do so this is already reflect you breach the code of ethics okay this is one of the examples you can see the combination of code of ethics and code of conducts so you can see at the National Society of Professional Engineers this is the website you can click then you can see that from this website you can see how this code of conduct and code of the ethic is combination for two. So now we see go to the code of practice like I informed earlier. Code of practice basically is a technical document designed to provide clear example of what is correct in the practice of engineers. Includes clear guidelines of engineer standards, design specification, design and manufacturing practice. Code of practice sometimes may also include disbarment of exclusion from the organization if there's a serious violation of the codes. So basically this is most of the technical documents. So for example, just the earlier of the class I informed you. So like say you want to install aircon. So that is a technical document how the aircon will be designed, how the aircon will be installed, how the aircon piping, ducting will be measured, and same goes to boiler. So there is a lot of code of practice for the boiler. So as a boiler, how you need to check out, how you need to take care, how the measurement is done, how the installation done, and so on. Okay. Okay, code of practice in mechanical engineering include design standard, design specification, and manufacturing practice. So this is a plant and machinery, choice of material, choice of bearings, operation, and so on. In air conditioning, like I told you previously, so determination of room temperature, determination of electricity rate, AH per hour, determination size, air dart, noise, and etc. Okay, so this our end our class for the code of ethic, code of conduct, and code of practice. Okay, I really hope this explanation you got some of the ideas, some of understanding how this code of ethics, code of practice, code of conduct is done. You as an engineer must follow. That is a must. Follow all this code of conduct, practice, and the ethic. Because this is to show the how integrity you are, how professional you are, how good you are as an engineer. Okay. Thank you. Before I end my class, okay, I given you the golden words for the week. As told by Bill Gates, don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. Don't follow what other people do. Do your things with you and be appreciated what you have. Okay, so always see that who you are, what's your advantage. Okay, so follow code of conduct, code of practice, and code of ethic. Okay, thank you, class. I really hoping this give you a lot of information for the subject. Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you very much.